36 in the game, 13 out of 26 from the field. LaMarcus Aldridge adds 25. Westbrook 27 and 14. Not good enough. The Thunder continuing to put some L's up on the stat sheet, but the W's the Spurs way, going a lot because of their D, and we know the defense that Kawhi adds. But Isiah, this was a guy when he came into the league, everybody said, well, he can really defend. He's an athlete, but he can't shoot. We're not really sure what he can do on offense. Who deserves the credit? Is it him? Is it the system? Is it both? How did he get here from there?
Actually, it's all three of those things, and I'm at the third in terms of Popovich. And remember, when he was drafted, it was a draft day trade. He was drafted originally by the Pacers and traded to San Antonio. And no one thought that he would be this type of basketball player. So when you look at the system that he's come into and the way he's been able to grow and mature, you have to go all the way back to the founders in terms of David Robinson, Tim Duncan. In terms of those guys laying the foundation, understanding what type of player you're going to be here in San Antonio, what's expected of you as a person and a player, and then Popovich putting the system on top of him, and then he having the willingness and the courage to say, I'm going to keep getting better every single year, and he's done that to the point where now, in my opinion, he's the MVP of the league and the best two-way player in the league right now in terms of offensively and defensively.
You know, we talk about guys who build their brand. It's a big part of being an athlete now. Kawhi's such a soft-spoken guy. Probably doesn't get talked about to the amount that he should. But when you talk about what Zeke says as an MVP, do you see that, Smitty? When we talk about Harden and Westbrook every night, seemingly they lead every show, where does Kawhi fit into that mix?
Isiah said it best, because you start talking about a guy who's winning. I mean, we look at the other guys, we give James Harden a nod because he's taking the Houston Rockets from a team to a level where they're winning. But San Antonio is a pressure cooker. I mean, following the footsteps of Tim Duncan and David Robinson and still holding on and being the number one guy. To me, I just look at his improvement. There are some guys that have learned how to shoot the three, but he's shooting the three off the dribble. When you haven't had the basketball in your hand in college and now you're shooting it off the three, and then he's never been a guy that posts up, Isiah. Now he's giving the dream shake. The one thing Isiah said best, it's the Spurs, they develop, but also you got to have a guy willing to want to get better, and he's done that.
You know, you played in the system. One thing that amazes me about the Spurs, you see Ginobili. You know, we didn't see Parker tonight, but you've got guys who are passing the torch. Murray, Simmons, they're always Kawhi, who's still a younger player. It always seems like guys with the Spurs, as two leave, two more are going to come. How much of that is the culture that they have, where these young guys seem to really grow better than maybe another organization?
Well, I think it's also Popovich's willingness to be able to adapt to change. Because when I played there, obviously as wing guys, you ran to the corner, you played off David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Then the evolution of they started running the basketball, shooting threes. He has changed now where he's never really had a wing guy that can go get his own.
Right.
And the way he's revolved the offense around him, it's been phenomenal how Popovich has changed and also how he's developed a guy like Kawhi Leonard.
You know, we talk about the defense. I know you were saying as we're watching the game, maybe one defender shy of where you want them to be. Because for the Spurs, look, we talk about the Cavaliers, we will later. Why are there questions? Because they're not trying to beat Toronto. No offense to the Raptors. They're trying to beat Golden State. So are the Spurs. Is that what they need, that one other defender, Isiah?
Yeah, I look at the point guard position right now is where they really struggle at against Golden State. When you look at Simmons and you look at Kawhi Leonard, you got two stoppers out on the perimeter that can really match up with Durant and that can match up with Thompson. Where they will struggle at in the playoffs is who guards Curry. Because now that Golden State has added that third wing player, you know, that has messed up the league. That's what's got LeBron so messed up right now. And when you look at Toronto, everybody has two great, you know, offensive players, but no one has three out on the wings and out on the perimeter. Golden State has three great perimeter players, and what San Antonio is missing right now, they're missing that young Tony Parker, Steve. If they had that young Tony Parker who can score, that can defend, then they can match up. But I think Pop will find a way in the playoffs to either get Kawhi on Curry at the right time, get Kawhi on Durant at the right time. He will find a way to mix and match. And as you say, he's still developing some of these younger guys. So somebody's going to pop up. Yeah.